What's up guys, SB Coop here, and today we're going to be talking about STDs. Guys, I said I didn't want to make this joke. We're here to talk about Space-Time Distortions. It has been quite the task figuring these things out. This is actually the third time I've filmed a video about Space-Time Distortions because we keep getting new information. Everyone was testing things. We got some data mining info, and then some of that info wasn't exactly right. Now we have it figured out, so let's get on into it. Once again, shout outs to Anubis over on Twitter who has data mined this stuff, gotten us all the information, the shiny rates for us as well. So if you have not followed them on Twitter, go do so, because they have a lot of good information. So here's how Space-Time Distortions work. Every time the player enters a map or rests at the camp to change the time of the day, the game determines how many minutes need to pass for a distortion to appear. That means once you've entered an area, that distortion has been decided at what exact time it's going to appear. The main thing about this is you're still just gonna have to wait. But what we know now is that a distortion can appear after either 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes, or 40 minutes. So once you've entered the area, the distortion is going to appear at one of those time frames. However, the timers do not progress if you're in a battle, on the menu, or a pop-up dialogue. So you can't just pause the game. If you go into battles with other Pokemon, the timer stops. All you're going to be doing is just waiting. The timer will reset if you change zones, enter a subzone, or rest to a specific time. Changing zones means going to a completely new area. So if you leave the Coronet Highlands and go back to Jubilife, you change zones. If you enter a subzone, that means entering a place like a cave where you have to press the A button to enter it. That'll reset the timer. And if you rest to a specific time, so if you try to make it from day to night, something like that, that resets the timer. Resting for just a little while does not reset the timer. That doesn't change the time of the day or the weather or anything. You can also fast travel. Fast traveling does not affect the change of time or anything like that. You can try and sneak up on Pokemon and catch them. Just don't throw your Pokemon into a battle. Maybe trying to do dex entry stuff, you need to catch some more of a Pokemon. That's fine. That will not stop the timer. When a Pokemon is aggressively active on you, so when you have the red eye on you, that does not pause the timer. You don't have to worry about that. Riding a mount, so being on Braviary, any of the mounts, that does not pause the timer. If you're on top of a distortion spawn point, that does not change anything. Distortion can appear right on top of you. Outbreaks, also, no effect on distortions. If you go to an area with an outbreak, you can still get a distortion. You can even go deal with the outbreak, go catch all those Pokemon, see if you get a shiny while you're waiting for the distortion. But we have two images here talking about the chances of the distortion appearing. So as you can see, for a cumulative chance, we have normal and Rift active. Rift active is a specific part in the game where the sky turns like magenta. So if you're in that part of the game, you apparently get a boost for the first 5 minutes, but most people are not gonna be in that part of the game. Post-game and before post-game, those are the same chances. Post-game does not affect your chances. It's only when the sky is that magenta color that you see a slight difference. So as you can see, at 5 minutes, you have a 10% chance of a time distortion appearing. When you get to 10 minutes, there's a 30% chance of it appearing. 15 minutes, 50% chance. 25 minutes, 75. So at 40 minutes, it's for sure appearing if it hasn't appeared any of those other times. If it doesn't hit at 5, 10, 15, or 25, it's gonna hit at 40. You can try and time this out yourself if you want to, but there's so many things that affect the timer. I'm inclined to believe this Anubis is very trustworthy when it comes to these types of things. Once a distortion has appeared, it requires at least 60 seconds to fully form. Once you're in it, you got 4 minutes of Pokemon appearing. So once that distortion ends, the game will then determine the next time that a next distortion appears. So distortions have two types of spawns. There are common and rare spawns. The common spawns are between 2 to 3 Pokemon at once. They'll continue to spawn new Pokemon whether they're defeated, captured, or ignored. If you don't want to battle them, you don't want to capture them, you can kind of just run away from them. They'll usually despawn after that. The rare spawns, which are starters and fossils and Magnemite and Magneton, I believe, they'll spawn a single Pokemon at each distortion and they do not respawn. Each distortion has 3 rare spawners for a total of 3 rare Pokemon spawned. Traveling a large distance away from the distortion despawns anything that has spawned. Rare spawns will not respawn even if you come back to the distortion. Recommendations: riding Weirdeer, ride around on it, collecting items, and it also allows you to get away from spawns if you really don't want to battle them. Definitely the easiest way to do that. And that's about all the info for Space-Time Distortion. So you're gonna wanna keep doing this a lot of times for shiny hunting, getting all the different starters, and completing the dex entry for these Pokemon. That's why you wanna farm these Space-Time Distortions. Yeah, guys, that's all the info we have for Space-Time Distortions. Good luck with hunting in them, and go get those STDs. Space-Time Distortions. I'm gonna get canceled.
Square.